Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my worlds, the world of Wayne. We're now doing issue 18, stage 65 of Hero Collector's Build the Ecto-1. Not one to shy away from electrics. That's what we're going to be starting today, the electrics. And for all you peeps out there who says, I'm not going to do it live, on my Patreon stream tonight, we're going to do issue 66, which means we're going to be connecting pretty much all the electrics up and seeing if they work, hopefully. And that video will hopefully be up tomorrow in an edited form, so it's bound to go wrong, you know what I'm like. But we did the control boxes and the gurney yesterday. There was some discrepancy. Someone did ask about the rails for the gurney, and if you have a look at this picture here, there is a difference between the actual car and what we've got here. The reason I'm not changing it is because the gurney that we have for this model may be different, so it may be going down the channels the way that they are at the moment. But I thought I'd just make you aware of those rails so that when we do get the gurney eventually that holds the proton packs, we can see if that is the right way round or not. It would be an easy fix anyway if it isn't the right way round, but I thought I'd just make you aware because someone made me aware, which is all cool. But let me show you what we're doing in this stage. Okay, as you can see here, we're going to be putting this great big wiring loom onto the base of the vehicle. We're going to be attaching a speaker, and then we're going to be connecting the interior floor plan there onto the vehicle over the top of it. We're going to be securing that underneath, so make sure that you're supporting any loose items at the top here, especially the little details on top of the interior on the dashboard. Make sure they're protected when you turn that upside down. And then we're just going to start connecting some of these wires up. So there is a lot to do in this. We have got these little chocks here which are going to lift the vehicle up. It hasn't asked us to use that, but I guess we are going to be using those later on, so we need to keep them to one side as well. In issue 66, which I said I'm going to be doing tonight, we are connecting some more leads up there, and I do believe it gives us an opportunity to check all the lights will work. So I think I'm going to have to get myself some batteries sorted out so we can make sure that that's going to work there tonight. But I have done some work before this video started today, and this is the wiring loom like this. And as you noticed, I put a cable tie on here because I want to differentiate the long cables that you can see here from the short cables here and these two small cables over here. Now the long cables, this is what way it's going to go round in the car, the PCB here, and this is going to go following the length of the vehicle. This is going to go off to the side, and these two are going to be connected to the rear of the vehicle. So that's why I've laid that out already, just to make things easier when we start this video. You've got to love an electrics episode, haven't you? Now, if you want to get this for yourself, once again, I've put the link down there. If you're in the US, follow the US link. And if you're in the UK, follow the UK link. And you can get this all the way from stage 1. And you can build this where we are at the moment. The interior floor plan's on the floor at the moment, but as you know, we're going to be installing that later on in this video. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So as I mentioned at the start, I've got this laid out so that the long wires are going down the whole length of the vehicle. These short ones are going out to the side, and we've got two small ones going out the back there. As you can see, we've got 4 holes in this PCB, and that's just going to fit over those 4 lugs just there. So that's going to go on just like that. Now that's going to be secured in place with EM screws. Now it is going into metal, so I will put some oil just on these screws just to lubricate them up a little bit. So just holding that in, there's the first one. There's something to be said when you start to put electrics in a model. It makes it go, or seem very difficult, but also very impressive all at the same time. But if you work tidy, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, as I said, I've put a cable tie just there just to keep this loom together. Now, I was toying with the idea, putting some cable ties here as well, or a cable tie. The reason I haven't is because they're very short wires. Just got to get this screw down here without pinching that wire there, and that's nice and secure. Now just moving that a little bit further up there, we've got the switch here that goes from the switch to the battery box, and this has got the letter A on it. This is what we've already had pre-installed in the vehicle. We want to connect that to the sign here that says A as well. Now if you have a look at mine, it doesn't fit, so I'm guessing that I've got a pinch in the wire in this section here. So I'm just going to take that out and have a quick look at that. I did have a pinch, as you can see. Now we've got full length on that, and there we go, that's all back in place now. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect A just here to A here. So it's the same colour wires as well. Make sure your pins are the right way round, and quite simply we're just going to connect it together. Make sure it's nice and tight together, and there we go, that's completed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking the speaker. It looks just like that. We're going to be putting that into the speaker hole that we've got just there, in that sort of direction there, so the wire's going off back in this direction. And then we've got a brace just for the top of it here. That's got two sides. You've got a flat side and a side that's sort of like got raised sections on each side. The side with raised section is going to face down, so it's going to look just like that over the top. And we're going to secure that into place with some QM screws. Very long screws, these ones. But here's the first one. Again, I'm not putting them all the way in, just so I've lined it up. A bit of oil on the second one there, and I'll drop that in as well. And then we get these as tight as I can. And two, so the speaker's perfectly tight in place there. You don't want this to be loose, because when the speaker's on, it starts vibrating, you're going to have a rattle in there, so you don't want that. And all we're going to do is connect eye to eye. Same colour leads as well to these plugs, and that means we've got two plugs connected now. When you put them in, make sure they go all the way in. You don't want them popping out later on. And there we go, that's two plugs inside. Now we've got this black bit of acrylic here, which is actually sticky. There's 3 stripes on this. Let's just show you what one looks like if I get that off. Looking like that. We're just going to pin some of these wires down. So the first one's going to be pinning down these 2 wires just on the switch here. So I'm going to put that just across like that. There's no rhyme or reason what way round it goes, but I'm just following the instructions to where that goes. The second one is going to be supporting this wiring loom here. You want to make sure it goes down over this section here, and I'm going to pin that quite flat as I can get it anyway, into this section here, just like that. Then these wires are going to brace out towards the left. So what they're going to do, hopefully, if I just move this back a second, they're going to be going out to the left. So I'm going to be bracing it on this section of the floor plan over here. So around about here should be perfect, just like that. So now they're all coming out the left hand side of the vehicle here. Now probably best on the side camera, because that can take in everything here. We're going to want to put the whole floor plan on top of this. So this is what that looks like, and what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the steering column through the hole there first, and making sure all of these wires that are coming out the back of the dashboard go on top of this bonnet section here on the engine section. So I'll thread the wire through here, just like that, and then you want to make sure this floor plan lies in absolutely straight, just like that. Now when you put this in, I'm just going to take it out again. You want to make sure that these wires over here are sort of this side of this, I don't know if you can see that, of this screw hole here. So they want to be going into this channel there. So once again, I'm going to put this back in. Oh boy, these are the difficult ones, aren't they? Slide that all the way in. And there we go. I'm happy with that. Happy with how that's seated. So we've got all the dashboard wires coming out from the dashboard over the top of the engine there. The wires from the back of the vehicle are coming out to the left side of the vehicle, which is just off camera here, and the other ones are coming out this side just here. Now we need to secure the inner floor into the vehicle. Now what I'm going to do is when I turn it over, I'm very conscious of these items here, which are very delicate, so I'm going to put a little jig down to make sure that I'm not squashing anything. I use my trusty bit of polystyrene I've got here, so let's do that now. Now it's not pretty, but it does do the job. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be securing this down with JP screws, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's loads of holes. So best to look at the picture for this to see where I'm doing this. I'm going to put all of those screws in now. Now altogether there's 12 screws in there. There's some at the back here, just underneath that axle, which were hidden away there. They're quite hard to get to as well, so don't forget that. But 6 each side, and that means the interior floor plan is now in place. This is getting very heavy now, but now that's fully in place, what we're going to be working on is the wires that are coming out of the floor plan here. So as you can see, I've turned it on its side so you can see the section that I'm working at the moment. We've got these 2 lugs just into this side here. Now that's going to hold this brace, which is going to pin the wires just into this channel over here. So what we're going to do, as you can see, this brace has got 2 sides. We want the flat side to be facing upwards. We're going to pin all these wires in, just like that, with this over the top of it. And that's going to be held in with 2 IP screws. So I'll just put one in just loosely for the second, just so I can get the other one in. And there's the second one. So when that's in, that should hold all of those wires nice and tight in there like that. Now I'm just going to lie this back down again, because I need to differentiate the wires that we've got in the side just over here. Now if you look at the pictures, we're basically taking out wires C, F, H, G, E and D. We're going to be connecting them up. They're basically the ones from this dashboard here going into the like wires just into the side there. So what I need to do is sort them out. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you this on camera. You can kind of see it on the side camera, but what I'll do is I'll get a camera around here so you can see what I'm doing. Now on the front section, I've just had to move the camera around, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be connecting the cables from the dashboard here into the like cables down here. Basically it's letter to letter and colour to colour, exactly the same thing. So we've got F there and we've got F here. You see they're the same colour, so we just want to connect these up, making sure that they are fully pushed in on each side. So that's one. We've got B. So B is this one here, so we've got B in. Now it's going to be pretty impossible to try and get the wires as neat as you can see in those pictures there, but do your best. H, this is a nightmare for me being colourblind, right? H, there we go. We've got G, which will go into G there. Excellent. D, which will go into D just over here. Again, make sure they're pushed all the way in, very important. E, which looks like that one there, yep. And then finally, C, which is a blue one. It's going to go onto this one down here. Make sure it's around the right way. And push that one home. And there we go. So that's every wire from the dashboard is now connected into the side. That just leaves us with, let's have a look at these letters. O, P, S, U, and W coming out the bottom there. And that, believe it or not, is all there is to do in that stage. That wasn't too bad, was it? I think the danger you're going to have on that one is when you turn the vehicle over, really be careful of all of your things on top of the dashboard. You don't want them breaking, so find something that's quite sturdy that you can just balance that on just while you're putting the floor plan in place. But as you can see, that's looking pretty good. I did have to move some cameras around there, so I did hope you could see everything we've got. Now, as I said, issue 66 will be out on the channel tomorrow, but if you want to tune in tonight and watch that on the Patreon stream, then just head on over to my Patreon. It's all in the description there, and you'll be able to watch that live and see if I make cock-ups, because you know me, I'm always making cock-ups. But if you want to get this for yourself, all you need to do is just head on over here. If you're in the US, follow the US link. If you're in the UK, follow the UK link, and you get this all the way from pack 1, and look at how good this is coming along. But I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.